Hey there gang, Kawaii50 here with another Fake Grand Order video, and Gouda Gouda fans are really gonna be eating good this year. And with this particular servant, Caster fans and Mecha fans are gonna be eating really good this year. I never thought I would say that sentence in reference to a caster, but I mean FGO's done weirder stuff, so we'll just go ahead and accept it. I am of course talking about Izumo no Okuni featuring Zanzaburo, which fun fact, Zanzaburo is voiced by Mafia Kajita. Never thought I would say that about a servant in FGO either. We're going to be going over Okuni's best allies, craft essences, and command codes so you can ensure that you have a very powerful caster to murder bosses this Gouda Gouda. Hopefully this video ends up helping you out. If it does, be sure to go ahead, like and subscribe and share because that would all really help me out. Okuni comes equipped with 2 quick cards, 1 arts card, and 2 buster cards with a single target quick noble phantasm, joining the ranks of the caster boss slayers. Nothing related to her stats is honestly that much to write home about. Her HP of 12.9k is pretty solid, as is her attack of 11.3k. NP per hit is alright, but considering she has only 1 arts card, you might need some sort of support in order to help her go ahead and charge that up, though she does have ways to do that herself, and her star absorption as a statistic is honestly negligible. We are going to be looking at ways to pump that up, and your Okuni is probably going to be dealing a pretty decent amount of crit damage. Thanks for that help, Zanzaburo. Okuni's first skill is Combat Dance Rank B. This grants her 3 turns of 20 to 30% buster and quick card effectiveness, and also gives her 2 evades that last for 3 turns. The fact that the evades are related to amount of times she's hit rather than turns specifically is pretty dang great, considering you're likely going to want to pop this for the damage bonuses rather than the evade itself, so it's a nice little extra bit of insurance. We are gonna want to go ahead and max this skill second, because while this is good for damage, there is another skill that is going to end up taking far more priority. Okuni's second skill is Puppet Kagura Rank A. This increases her Star Gather rate by 600 to 1000% for 1 turn, grants her 50 to 100% additional critical damage, and also inflicts a 10% defense down buff on enemies when she lands a critical hit. And this is actually going to stack, so you're going to be seeing some crazy defense reduction, all things considered, from Izumo no Okuni if you're using this properly. We are going to go ahead and max this skill last. Ideally, you are going to be using this on a full Brave chain rather than a chain that incorporates her Noble Phantasm, so please keep that in mind when you pop this skill. Timing of this skill is very important when it comes to maximizing its full effectiveness, so don't use it when you have a Noble Phantasm in the bank. And Okuni's final skill is Sealing Shrine Maiden Rank B+. This decreases an ally's skill cooldown by 1 turn, while also increasing Okuni's NP gauge by 30 to 50% and granting 5 to 15 critical stars upon use. This is a pretty dang good skill. Not only is it going to help your supports reach their cooldown faster so they can go ahead and further buff Okuni, but a 50% NP steroid plus critical stars that she can actually use herself. There is a lot to love about this skill, so we're definitely going to go ahead and max this skill first. There's just too much on offer not to make this a priority in Okuni's kit. When it comes to append skills, they're all great. Extra attack boost is great on basically any boss slaying servant in the game. Okuni is no exception. Low magical energy is great on every servant in the game. Okuni is no exception. And Okuni also has a neat new special attack bonus, Anti-Pretender Attack Up. Now, this one is going to be the lowest priority because servant coins are really hard to come by, right? But overall, this is going to be a fairly interesting boost to grant Okuni, especially since so few servants have it. There are very few pretenders to boot, but when you come across them, you'll be happy that you have this skill. Also worthy of special mention in Okuni's class skills is new Okuni Kabuki Rank EX. This automatically grants 2 critical stars a turn and increases Okuni's critical strength by 4%. In fact, every single one of Okuni's class skills increases her critical strength by 4%. So she just gets a natural 12% increase just from existing. Again, Thanks, Zanzaburo. Now, let's look at that noble phantasm.
私のお箱でグランドフィナーレド派手に決めますイズモ荒神カブキ
And that was Okuni's Noble Phantasm, the Okuni Special. This decreases an enemy's quick resist by 20% for 3 turns, and thankfully for us, the player, this activates before damage is dealt, so you're going to see that effect in the Noble Phantasm as well. This hits for 1200 to 2000% damage to a single enemy, and also deals super effective bonus damage against demonic enemies. So if you need a new demonic slayer, well, Okuni is there to help you out. So not only is this NP really good, it looks super rad. I really love all the work that went into this Noble Phantasm. As is the case with most NPs, NP1 to NP2 is going to be the largest damage increase, so if you're a huge Okuni fan and are gunning for multiple copies, that's going to be the biggest jump in damage that you are going to see. So let's talk allies. Of course, Skahawk Scotty is going to be our best ally on NA right now. This is going to grant Okuni the highest chance to charge her Noble Phantasm. That defense reduction on enemies is going to be great and is going to stack with her own defense reduction. And of course, that quick boost is going to help Okuni all around. I can also definitely recommend Osakabe Hime if you don't have a Skahawk Scotty. This is another excellent option because she grants quick and buster card bonuses. And well, those are Okuni's primary cards. The same can also be said to sort of future-proof this video a little bit from Skahawk Scotty's Summer. This is another great quick and buster supporter and will help out Okuni immensely. Let's talk craft essences. So, Golden Sumo Boulder Tournament. Why am I mentioning Golden Sumo Boulder Tournament? Well, casters have a naturally low attack stat. It's not something they really advertise. It's sort of hidden in FGO's like hidden statistics sort of section, but casters do get a little bit of reduction to their attack than compared to what is advertised. Golden Sumo Boulder Tournament just naturally completely negates that and will help Okuni with some overall damage while granting an instant 50% NP charge. So you are going to go ahead and be able to instantly Noble Phantasm charge as long as you have that third skill maxed. I cannot recommend Golden Sumo enough. Speaking of other freebie craft essences, there's actually quite a few that are really good for Izumo no Okuni, like Holy Night Supper. This one's a little older. This grants a starting 30 to 50% NP gauge, some critical damage, and some Noble Phantasm damage. Wow, all things that Izumo no Okuni does best, so this seems like it was kind of made for her. Dancing Like a Flower is also going to be an excellent pick for her if you are fighting against demonic enemies specifically, and this is good for any Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba on your team. This grants 25 to 30% special attack against demonic enemies and grants that coveted starting 30 to 50% NP gauge. The only downside for this CE compared to the other two is that it has split stat bonuses in HP and attack, whereas the other ones are focused on attack bonuses specifically. So you're going to see Alzar a higher damage output against basically anything with those other ones, but this will be your go-to when it comes to fighting demons. And finally, command codes. What, Okuni has a way to draw critical stars to her? Well, let's just go ahead and focus on that and go with some all-out critical damage bonuses. There's quite a few cards you can pick. I would focus those critical damage bonuses on her Buster and her quick cards. We're not going to necessarily be using that arts card that much for critical damage. Caval II is of course an excellent pick for Buster cards, increasing critical star absorption as well as critical damage on that card. So that's going to be super neat. When it comes to the quick cards, we actually got a pretty solid command code for her in the form of Nobu Sengumi. This is a 15% critical damage bonus on that specific card, so you're probably going to want to go ahead and chuck that on Izumo no Okuni. Of course, you can also throw the staples on those cards like Heavenly Child of Karama for a 20% critical damage bonus, or the delightful Mistress of the Heavens from Ishtar on that Buster card for a 25% bonus. But we can actually go ahead and give ourselves another little bit of a bonus on that arts card and just go full critical damage. Chiyogami Commander can be an excellent pick, increasing the party's critical damage by 15% for one attack, one turn when attacking using the engraved card. You can go ahead and use Okuni's arts card in the end of an arts brave chain to not only charge her Noble Phantasm, but also go ahead and ensure that your next critical damage attack is going to be boosted by Chiyogami Commander. Or you can lead with the arts card and follow up with your quick cards or buster cards to get an extra bit of critical damage on that following card. All great things to keep in mind. You can also, of course, use that arts card solely for utility with something like White Vessel's Command Seal or any sort of cure on top of that to cleanse debuffs from Izumo no Okuni. Overall, gang, Izumo no Okuni is great. She is a pretty solid single target caster that does a lot of quick damage as well. So if you're looking for a single target quick damage dealer or a single target caster, Okuni will have you covered. The problem that a lot of players are going to mention, and I am going to be remiss if I don't mention this myself, is that both single target quick damage dealers as well as single target casters already have a lot of other servants in those roles to cover for them. Single target casters, of course, we have Zwanzong Sanzong as well as Ilyasviel von Einsburn, and these characters, veteran players are probably already going to have leveled, so Okuni won't have much to offer them. When it comes to quick target damage dealers, well, the single target field is still dominated by Taira no Kagekyo, and I really don't see that changing anytime soon for quick servants, and Okuni definitely does not surpass Taira when it comes to everything that's on offer. However, Okuni is still absolutely worth it if you're lacking anybody in either of those roles, or even if you just like her. Building her for that kind of setup is going to be the main way to help her succeed. But of course, I want to know what you all think, so let me know your thoughts on Izumo no Okuni down in the comment section below. Let me know if there are any allies, craft essences, or command codes you think I might have missed, and let me know if you were specifically summoning for Izumo no Okuni, or if you have somebody else on the radar further down the line for this Guda Guda. I think I know who it's going to be if that is what applies to you. As you head down in the comment section, be sure to check out the Discord, the Patreon, and the Ko-fi. Huge thanks to everyone on all of those platforms for all of their support. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to everyone on Twitch, all of you here on YouTube. All of your support, regardless of what form it comes in, really does mean the most to me. So thank you all so much for your continued support. Anyways, gang, that's it for me, Kawaii50. I hope you all have a phenomenal day, and I will see you all in the next one.